Yeah, that thing. That thing is back. The apple. Also known as the Apple of Enlightenment. Only referenced a little bit in EarthBound, just like right before the end of the game, and no one ever speaks of it again. Well, people are speaking about it now. In the past. Geeg really wants it. Welcome back to Cognitive Dissonance. We've been given a mission to go looking for an apple, because Geeg really wants an apple. And I did some leveling, because Zarbal is kind of terrible. He was like level 9. But we did pick up a new ability. Oh, that's not how we look at our abilities. We got Glare. Causes diamondization for free. It's not all that great. Also, I was farming Batastics for a bit, and it gave us something called... It's still equipped. The Berserker Engine. Makes Laris really fast, and makes him berserk. We don't want that happening when we're fighting bosses. Also, the regular bats will still drop Psycho Stock Guards, which also make Alinavar berserk. And Alinavar has a new ability that makes berserk not too bad for leveling. But we've been back here. I grabbed the present down here. It had a gas canister in it. Gas canister is just like a usable item that you throw at enemies and it causes status effects. It's once and done, just like the fire in a jar. I've been fighting some of the enemies in here too. Not too much though, because those material enemies, those diamond-like dudes, they drop space rocks. And space rocks are pretty good for like mid-early game stuff. When we get around to making items at least. What I want to do is get in that room. It isn't working with these Mr. Psychos in my way. Oh, now they're Mr. Lunatics, because they're pink. They're palette swapping on Saturn yet. I mean, Saturn's the only place he will be, of course. Alright, this is the new ability for Alinavar. It's a riff! He can play his guitar and hit everybody. He'll always have that available. And of course, Laris has PK Fire. As you can tell already, Laris is being pretty useful with the psychic power attacks. And I guess we just get this enemy out of the way. The Minerali and a couple of Void Floaters. I think they're weak against Beam, if I remember correctly. But both the Minerali and the Void Floaters can drop Space Rocks. At like maybe 25% chance. Minerali's weak against beams, and so is the Void Floater. I wonder how they like rock. It does okay. No, not the element rock, I mean like rock and roll. And everybody's picking on Laris. Why are they picking on Laris for? Stop picking on Laris immediately. He has beam wounds, everybody hates him. There we go, some space rocks. I think I have a space rock right here, yeah. Shiny yet rough. What else have we looked at in here? That's the gas canister. Releases all kinds of gas. And we got some sparkling juice off of, I think it's the Mr. Lunatic enemies. And a couple of life noodles, of course. So, let me just get this guy healed up real quick. It's super late night for me, and I don't want to be dealing with all these enemies. I note whoever is the leader of your team is the only one that could do the runaway mechanic. But we got a record in here. Groove like Forside. Yeah, right now the current leader is Colonel Saturn. Alinavar hasn't really taken his role seriously. So, he can't run away. The most everybody else has is defend. It's kind of like in EarthBound, where if Ness goes out, then Paula could run away. Paula goes down, then Jeff could run away. And it keeps on going like that until everybody's dead and you're back at the save point. Blue laser! Hey, Zarbal, you get to be fancy, just like your lighting crew guy that you had. I forget what this thing is. Oh, Woogly Spores. You're just a palette swap. Again, just palette swaps. I'm a little disappointed in the palette swaps. Oh, I should have scanned these dudes. I hope some of them survive the onslaught now. That onslaught right there. That's what they have to survive. Alright, can one of you guys stay alive? Because I need to scan you guys with Zarbal. Just to show off the people at home. As you can see, Scan is behaving today. And I like that. HP 130. Red color is strawberry pudding. Nothing to worry about. Also, they're weak against freeze. Sounds good to me. Freeze Alpha. Good amount of regular damage to them. And getting even more levels. This is a big cave system now. I mean, points of power usually is only about 2 rooms big, and this one's not really that much different. There it is right there. So this is Colonel Saturn's point of power, right? Either way, it's a boss fight. It's the Son of Milk Dude. And did you notice there were some enemies there, and then they're kind of not there? Yeah, that's because this guy has a hard mode version in the other game. He comes with minions called Slack-Ups. And if you wait till later, he'll automatically go into hard mode. His predecessor made the Crystal Caves. He'll never measure up. That's why we'll jab him. Right in the stomach. And he likes to summon these Minerali dudes, too. Just regular cave enemies. Let's just get that thing out of there. We have enough Space Rocks. Thanks, Milk Dude. I mean, Milk Dude Jr., I guess. Oh. I just realized Zarbal is hurting from beam attacks. How about we give him a zoom for a slowdown? I need to patch up Zarbal. Zarbal really is a Jeff in this game. He takes a lot of damage that he shouldn't be. Just put a shield. I think I've just put a double shield on him. Oh well. Colonel Saturn needs to start worrying about himself. We need the Colonel Saturn powers. Let's just spread shields. That's all Zarbal's good for, is spreading shields around. I'm not quite sure if Son of Milk Dude is weak against any particular element, because, of course, the lack of a bestiary thing. But I'm gonna use PK Fire nonetheless. No, it wasn't that great. Shields for everybody! Bullets for you! I should give him another boost. Like another attack up. Colonel Saturn needs to go crazy on these guys. And I wasted my turn going crazy on people. You know what? We're just gonna ignore the Mineralis. I learned my lesson from last time. I'm not getting Diamondized again. Even though I don't think they cause Diamond Eyes. Well, that was the end of Son of Milk Dude. You don't have to deal with him later. Man, Life Up Omega would be a pain in the butt. This is why I want to get them out of the way as soon as they appear. 2 unfamiliar figures. I wonder what it's trying to tell us. So this is the point of power. I forget what it was called. I don't think it came up yet. But we got Healing Alpha. Shockwave Alpha. Slowdown Alpha, even though that's kind of redundant. Yeah, he already has the slowdown. We used it. But we got the Crystal Cavern. So let's check out our new Psy. Of course, everyone knows what Healing Alpha does, even though it now cures coughing and beam wounds. And Shockwave, which is basically favorite thing Alpha. Yeah, Alenivar's favorite thing is shockwaves. You're supposed to be fleeing from me. I have the point of power. No, they didn't get the memo. They don't really care. Speaking of which, aren't the Mr. Lunatics and all them created by, like, meteor impacts? I don't remember any meteors happening lately. They shouldn't be existing. But sadly, there's no shortcut for this area. We have to go out the way we came in. And I've been noticing Runaway has a very, very high chance of effectiveness. It's like 4th slip is not really a necessary thing unless you really need to get your party out of there and you don't want to wait on Linovar's turn. That's the only way I could see an application happening right now. But douse the Crystal Caves. That's the only point of power in Chapter 3. We were told to go other places. We're supposed to go to the tower what you shouldn't go into, but no one will stop us Boing. There's a thing we need to do there. I'm not quite sure. Noosh is telling us what to do now. We're all part of his army. What's in the bag? A Grassassin! Terrible. And that one was even worse off because there's 4 of us now. But we could go back to Satine if we want. This no-named mouse could take us back to Satine really fast. We'll do that a little bit later. I have a feeling we're going to have to go that way. But welcome back to this giant area. We're now north of DJ UFO's house. We're back in the happy place. Oh. Happy place isn't looking all that happy. Looks like the Starmen that landed here are causing havoc all over the place. The happy place lost its happy. Oh no! Gigas, you monster! But, oh no, he's not Gigas yet. Ah, keep on doing that. This entire game is the whole point of Gigas being Gigas. So, welcome back to Saturalia. Now with slower Mr. Saturn music. And welcome back to the shop. Now it's playing Mother 3 hidden music in here. And it's a cowboy pea shooter. Why didn't I see that before? I must have just stocked it. Well, it's ours now. What do I want to change out, though? That's 21, that's 22. That causes coughing, and I found out Mushroom Blaster causes nausea. I think they both do poison damage. Why do I have a recruit now? We'll get back to that. Let's see what he has in the shop. Garbage, that's what he has in the shop. I'm finished here. Do you want to come work for us? Yeah, this place kind of looks like it's messed up now. Head on over to our place. You'll be back at base. Oh, glory to whatever the heck we are now. What are we? I thought we were a band. What, did we just hire a roadie? Because I think we just hired a roadie. Well, surely there's no other Mr. Saturns we could recruit here. Let's recruit that rock. That rock will never move from that spot, I don't think. For like the rest of the game. Nope, nobody's home. They must be dead or something. They're dead too. Geek just killed everybody. Let's not lie to ourselves here. Not even in the high-rise where people adjust their bows. At least Dr. Saturn's still open. Yeah, sure. Why the heck not? Even though I don't think we need to be fixed up. I was about to say he just healed us up, but I don't think we took any damage since we hit the point of power. Let's recruit him too. We could always use a doctor. Look, he's so happy-ful to go ding. Welcome to the band. We have a band doctor. We have a roadie. We need a caterer, and maybe a DJ. Oh, we got a DJ. I guess he kind of works as a DJ. He's a drummer too. Yep, the mooks aren't here either, which means you can steal their hyperpod. You don't really need it, but it's a free hotel. Speaking of hotel, isn't there a hotel out this way? Yeah, I'm not looking for goodies. I don't think there's any goodies to be found here anymore. Everybody seems to have abandoned this place. Welcome back to the hotel area, but that's not where we're going. There's a present we never seen before! How am I missing all these presents that were at the places I was in the previous chapter? It's like people are just leaving them behind. Nope, we got a laser charger. That is for Zarbal. Adds the ability to charge. Well, he could already recharge. So what does that mean? You get to charge the laser. Bit more damaging, but slightly inaccurate. Kind of like using a yo-yo or a slingshot. Even though Jeff's guns were a lot better than that, and they didn't have the whole accuracy problem. But, you know. And nobody's in the hotel anyway. I mean, you can make a phone call to the guy that's living in Linavar's house, but what good would that get us? I don't think he would want to join the band. We're too underground for that guy. So, we can't go over there, because we already looted the present over there. I don't even think there would be green gem blooms there now. Colonel Saturn can't even get into his own damn house. And there's just a crashed UFO over by Linavar's place, so... time to go to the tower where we shouldn't be going into, but no one will stop us Boing. See? That's the name right there. So I told you we'd be back to this place sooner or later. To get the awesome Mr. Saturn music. And there's an Assassin in here now instead of Mr. Sickos. You know what? I'm gonna kill it anyway. It offends me. Oh, it had a buddy. The dancing evil shroom. Oh, I didn't expect this to happen. But they're gonna get scanned. Oh, it died too soon. Oh well, I didn't scan the Assassin anyway. Assassinating people means you sneak up and throw plants in their face. They're also vulnerable to fire. Hit them with a flamethrower. Before they magnet you. So the reason why I'm fighting Assassins is they have a chance to drop what's called a grass shard, which is also useful in combining later. And I wanted to have at least one on hand. All the Mr. Sickos have left. I guess those shield things aren't doing their job. I didn't mean to go down that ladder. I'm just trying to avoid the bookcase Saturn here. And they've all upgraded to Mr. Lunatics. Do you mind moving? I have to do things. Yeah, I know you're in disguise. You needed a super floor patcher machine. We couldn't find one. So we're just gonna have to use you instead. Floor patched! Stupid plot tokens, and they're not being available when you need them. It was just a fake plot token, you know it. So these things actually look like bats. They're not bats. That cup of life noodles is indeed a cup of life noodles, though. These things aren't bat-tastic. Some of them are. There's also the brown bucket mouth. You know, I kind of want to scan these guys. There's so many enemies I haven't scanned. Oh, he took poison damage from that. Misunderstood in various cultures for something heinous. Well, at least you can electrocute it. And Batastic has violent disruptive parties. He's also weak against electricity. That's this thing's weak against the Jeff in the party. And see, that's the poison damage with the coughing. Take very, very minor versions of it. Now we'll just use fire instead. And firearms. And he'll use fire on us. No, you're gonna get electrocuted. Wait a second, you're supposed to get electrocuted. Did Zarwell actually miss? Because I think that's exactly what happened. Multi-prod! That's a new ability for Linavar. There it is right there. Lots of tentacles for lots of enemies. Basically, it's a hit everyone attack, but we already have Riff. I think there's like one more art he could learn. I'm not too sure on that one. No, we should be using Ding. That heals everybody. There we go. We're going to need it because what's coming up is actually a bit painful. And I might get wiped. It's likely to happen. Especially the way I play. Which is kind of fast and loose. I wanted this! I didn't want this bit that badly. Ah! That's what running away is for. Consuming enemy patterns. It's still RPG Maker after all. The enemies have to go somewhere. Drat! I was actually in luck there. That was a swarm of Batastics instead. What is that thing? Kinda looks like an apple. What is that thing? Oh, it's just plot. Okay, good. I thought something bad was gonna happen. So you're the one who was speaking to us. The apple was actually speaking to a Linovar in the beginning of the game. You know, dude, you should have just said, hey, I'm an apple. Gigas wants me because he's also Geeg, and he wants to see the future or something. Oh, that sounds poetic. We don't want that to happen, do we? Alright, that didn't even rhyme or make sense. This apple's stupid. And that's stupid too. What are you doing here? No, you didn't catch anyone. We're on the roof. Wait a second. It's music. You can't be. But he is. A boss fight. The Gray Face, also known as Porky Minch. So we're finally getting our battle with Porky Minch, and maybe he's a bit more fatal this time. I mean, you know, could be fatal. Like scanning him to death. It's a Gray Face. He's a mystery, but not unsolvable. I've already solved him. His favorite's the heavy bazooka. Let's not let him use the heavy bazooka. We're gonna just lower his defenses, and Laris should go on protect duty. Laris puts up a shield on everybody, and it heals them a little bit. I'm just gonna beef up Colonel Saturn. Shield up everybody else. Starting with a Linovar. Because he's gonna tentacle slap Porky in the face. And, I don't know, give him a beam burn while we're at it. He's just gonna be throwing a whole bunch of area of effect attacks at us. Yeah, how about that damage, Porky? Who else will need a shield? Colonel Saturn. Would you stop doing that to my people? Stop making crit noises. I'm just gonna put up another protect. I'm really iffy around Porky. Because he can do a lot of damage really quickly. Zarball's gonna have to heal up a bit. I'm giving Colonel Saturn the satisfaction of killing Porky with a gun. I'm just gonna keep his defenses as low as possible. What can I do with Laris here? More beams. Beam doesn't do a heck of a lot of damage to Porky. Plus we could use an Omni heal soon or something. Or maybe some delicious cake. I just really want Colonel Saturn to be doing nothing but shooting a Porky. And maybe freezing him. How about a shockwave? That seemed a little unimpressive, but it did the job. That's right, Porky, I'm coming for you. You're mortal this time. Hey, that's our apple. We beat the bad guy. Drat, we don't have a ship, and Porky is a big jerk that smells like a butt. Well, that sucked. We lost an apple, we lost a Porky. Nu's gonna be very upset with us. Yeah, speak of the devil. Well, gee, thanks for not helping with your psychic powers and all that. Porky's a human from Earth. What other Earth would there be? Look, we've read the space paper. And Earth hasn't developed space travel, they just developed moon travel. And satellites, and the internet. Porky shouldn't have the tech he's having. We're gonna have to go to Jupiter, but... No, hello, we have a problem here. We're going to have to build a spacecraft. And of Laris's ship and another one. You know what? If you could drop ship some fuel to our base, you could drop us a ship. So the Unity Star might sound different if we look at it. Alright, see you later, useless. Alright, let's take a look at this Unity Star because New wants us to do that. This is what the Unity Star looks like with points in it. Not quite impressive yet. Maybe it'll do something later when we have all the points. Hopefully by about... heaven knows how many chapters in this game. But we have a new mission, we're going to have to get to Jupiter. But we're going to have to salvage some ship parts, which we really don't have time for right now. I'm going to work my way out of this tower, and next time on Cognitive Dissonance, there's a Porky! He's not quite a Master King yet, but he's still a jerk. Good night, folks.